Attention, attention, attention. Come on down to the DNVR Broom Emporium to get your brooms absolutely free. We have a huge sale going on sweeping brooms, big brooms, little brooms, small brooms, tall brooms, you name it. We got brooms everywhere. Come on down to 2239 East Colfax Avenue to get your broom. Warning, may not actually be a broom emporium, it may be a bar. Nashville Predators and Nashville Predator fans excluded.
Let's go!
Let's go! Woo! Avs sweep the Nashville Predators 4-0. Put the broom on the screen, Yahir. What are we doing? Yeah! That's what we want!
Get clean.
Let's go! Sweep! Oh, it feels so good. It feels so good, chat. Avs win 5-3 over the Nashville Predators. Rudo, AJ, Blais, and Cale Makar girl, as I've been told, live on the show, coming to you post game. It feels so good, doesn't it, chat? How good does it feel to know that you just watched a sweep happen for the second year in a row in the first round? And we were talking about it on the live watch along. Just how confident were the Avs in this, not just this series, but this game especially. They got down 3-2, unfazed. They just took care of business.
That's really it, man. They took care of business.
AJ, what do the Avs like the most?
I mean, they like a little danger. They like to get choked a little.
They like to be choked a little bit.
They got up. They kept getting up, and they were like, we know how to play from ahead of these guys. One last time. One last ride against these guys. Let's see what it's like for Matt Duchene to choke us a little. Just a little bit. Just put it around the throat, just a little light squeeze.
It's the perfect.
And
was the safe word Duchene?
The rest of the Avs all collectively shivered and said, I like that.
Blais, I think the safe word
quivered,
was
quivered.
We're up 3-0 in the series is the safe word, I think. But this team has proven beyond a shadow of the doubt that
Put a crown on which broom? There's like 3 of them back here.
Yeah, we got brooms all over the place around here. You can't just make one crown. This team is for real. I don't want to hear anyone being like, the Avs this, the Avs that. They're in round 2 on a sweep. And yeah, you're right. They still have to prove it in round 2, but they can't do anything more prior to round 2 than they've done.
Imagine the mental gymnastics required to watch them sweep a team. The only team in the NHL right now who's done with their first round series.
That's exactly right.
Wait, I don't know, bro.
Not working on it. Done.
I don't know, bro. They did this last year. You know what happened in the second?
The mental gymnastics required to drum up feeling bad about this.
The only other series that's 3-1 is Pittsburgh, New York. Dallas lost, by the way. So that series is 2-2. The only series in the West.
So there's a chance that the rest of the series spend more time figuring it out from here than the Avs did with Nashville altogether.
They may actually spend more time resting than in this series. Genuinely.
Going in shifts, icing Darcy Kemper's eye.
There you go.
I mean, the Blues Wild series could go 7 games.
Yeah, just like Wild Vegas did last year.
Yeah. The way it's been going.
It feels like it. It does. And let's... we got the crowns on. I love it. Absolutely love it. We do need a 60-second breakdown. Who's volunteering?
It's hers.
No.
You are dressed as Cale Makar girl. I think you might have to.
Give the little tip of the hat. There we go.
That's how we know you're done.
That's how when I'm done with the breakdown?
Yeah, that's your it's
All
over.
right. We knew the stage was set going into it, that this is going to be the game that the Avs had to win if they wanted to finish it out tonight. And it came down to a few factors.
And they did.
They did. But there were moments, at least I personally was not sure the outcome of this game. I thought the 5-1 amended prediction that I'd come up with might be the case. Pavel Francouz did what he needed to do. he was what he was, and he got it done. But it was Cale Makar, I think, who there's a meme somewhere like, fine, I'll do it myself, and that's what I felt like Cale Makar was tonight. And he got things done for them. He said, fine, I'll do it myself. Norris Trophy who? And that's all I got. They got it done.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Oh, I knew that was
Yeah,
coming.
we saw that one coming.
I saw Allie off screen. And, my
God!
Are you spilling drinks over there?
No, just stepping on cookies.
Allie,
My goodness.
betraying us right now. I don't even know what. Oh, is that
That's
the
the
Who
end.
Wants to Be a Millionaire sound? Yeah. Am I going like deep into my brain to pull that one out?
Do you remember the first guy who ever won that?
Yeah, and he called his dad.
Used the lifeline to call his dad and say, I don't need your help. I'm going to win $1 million. In the ultimate live television power move.
That was dope when he did that.
Such a power
That's
move.
Cale Makar in the Cup Finals calling his dad to be like, Dad, I'm about to win the Conn Smythe.
Could you imagine if he went to center ice?
That's right.
Pulled out a cell phone. Let's go. I'm here
Or
for
like
that.
used his stick and was like calling and he was like pointing at his dad and is like, Conn Smythe.
Cale Makar's way too modest to do
Obviously,
that.
obviously we have a long way to go.
Yes, clearly.
I know people are going to be like, no, you guys are so arrogant and overconfident. Didn't you learn anything from last year? And like, sorry, but like,
Dude,
they
count your
just-
dubs where you can get
They
them.
just
Like,
swept. What are we gonna do?
Look around the league. No other team is doing this right now.
Yeah.
Look at the last 4 years. Is there anybody else? First round, the last 4 years, all right, against top competition, and the Colorado Avalanche are 16-2 in the first round.
Is that good?
I haven't gone back to double check, but I feel pretty confident that the Glory era Avs never did that.
They didn't.
They didn't. They didn't.
16-2 across 4 years in the first round. Like, yeah, it's the first round. But if it's that easy, why isn't anybody else doing it?
Is the graphic ready? Yeah, here.
Which one?
The waste of.
Which one? I don't even know what that is.
Forget it. We'll move on.
Yeah. We asked him to make a bunch of graphics right at
Yeah,
the
we're
end of
like,
the
yeah,
game.
here, make these 5 graphics. It'll be fine. Just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, here being the Nashville Predators of the podcast right now.
Wow.
That's right. That's right. Take that.
Yahir
Take
catches
that.
more dubs every day than they have in the postseason.
True.
That's true.
True.
So
That's why I can say that to him. That's fine.
All right. Let's actually
A lot of
get
people would be happy.
let's get into this game a little bit. First period, early on, all Avs, right? Shots were 10-2 at one point. They were dominant early in this game. They get the first goal of the night, which, first of all, Nashville, fix your nets.
yeah, that Andre Burakovsky goal was interesting
Interesting is the correct word.
because we were watching it and like we thought he scored.
Agent, go pull the watch along clip, and we're both like, oh!
Yeah, we thought that he had, and then it was like.
I thought it
guess
just hit the
not.
outside of the net and
Well,
like rolled
so
over.
the outside of the net though looks different when that happens.
You don't end up on top of the net.
And like how and where what blew me away is I'm like, look, the optical illusion from that angle, it happens sometimes.
Sure.
But for the referee to emphatically wave it off, how does the puck get there, Chief? What in the flying fuck are you watching, my man?
I mean, if you're a ref and you see the puck behind the net,
If you see the puck next to the water bottle,
How does it get there?
and
though?
I understand like your initial thought is that, oh, it went through the net. But like there's gotta be like a how'd that get there?
What is the
I've only
physical
seen that
principle
once.
of it? Like,
I've only seen that once before.
And I guess if you call it a goal and it ends up being on the outside,
Yeah.
that looks a lot worse than
Very
what happened.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because you can always just go back and be like, yeah, they scored like a minute and a half ago.
Oh, I mean, that's the thing, right? It's like once they're scored,
Yeah.
then they go back, see what the time was.
well,
put
and
that time
usually
back on.
usually you hear the horn and they stop play.
Yeah.
And then they didn't do that. And the Avs bench is like freaking out because they've seen it. And so they're trying to get everybody's attention, and we're like, so that's a goal, right? And they start showing the replay, and we're like, and they cut to the referees who are all over there putting the headset on, like,
Yeah.
We're good, boys. We're
Yeah.
good. This is
The worst thing that can happen right there is Preds go down and score.
Yeah, well, and then you got to take it off the board. And
Yeah, it's brutal at that point.
boy,
yeah.
would that have been like a
In
brutal way to
Bridgestone Arena.
lose. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
Could
That
you
would've been-
imagine?
Would that have been worse, or what happened?
That
Where they
would've been
took a
worse.
3-2 lead in the third period, only to watch them get waffle stomped the rest of the way. Because they were not, from the moment they took the lead, and I know we'll get there,
Yep.
but they were not competitive the rest of the game.
Yep.
The Avs felt that little tinge, and they were like, oh, we're going to show them what domination looks like.
Well, they're just they started getting cute with the puck a little bit too much. I think they got a little too comfortable. And
Well,
Preds-
and then on the other side, Colorado stopped being so
Yep.
cute with it and started just being like,
Yeah.
all right, let's get back to work.
We
that's
won't
what
get
no,
any
I'm
calls?
saying the
Yeah.
Avs were
Yeah.
getting a little too cute, weren't clearing
100%.
pucks, and then all of a sudden,
Nico.
things changed in an instant.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yep,
Save
yep,
it.
yep, yep.
Save it for the time. First period. Nashville gets back in it. They
Good
tie it up
period.
1-1.
Good period.
Honestly, I thought the second period was the best period of the series, but we'll get to that.
Certainly the most competitive.
Yeah.
It was Nashville's best period of the series. Good for them.
Just because it's the best period of the series doesn't make it the Avs' best period.
Yeah, I thought the third period was the best period of the series because it was really competitive.
I mean, yeah.
Period 1 of game 1, probably the best Avs.
It was 5-0 after that period. To be fair,
I'm just scoreboard looking at that one and saying that's probably their best period.
Yeah. I mean, come on. First 12 minutes of the first period.
this was
Get to intermission.
like this was the first game where it felt like Nashville didn't really go away. And I know game 2 went to overtime and it was a close 1-1 game, but the Avs dominated
right.
that start
That
to
was
finish.
not.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
entirely about Connor Ingram
Yep.
as like the only thing standing between Colorado and a 2-0
Absolutely.
series.
This
lead.
game was a full team effort from Nashville where they came at the Avs correct.
was Nashville closer to winning a game in game 2 or game 4?
I'd say game 4, just from because it's not just the goalie, right? Like if you look at game 2, like
That's why I asked.
yeah, because game 2, it's like you got goalied, but the Avs dominated that
Yeah.
game.
Nashville did at least have a lead for a couple of minutes in this hockey
Yeah,
game.
that's true too.
They took their first lead of the series, and ESPN had like graphics ready to go.
Yeah,
and
ESPN was
Philip Forsberg-
pumped about
like
it.
Philip
Yeah.
Forsberg skating along the bench, and they're like graphics.
Yeah, first goal.
And you were like,
Series.
alrighty. Like, they've got his first goal. It was their first lead of the series. Steve Levy's, like, melting down. Like, God, I love, like, Nashville is great. And then it was just like,
No, Forsberg's putting the wax in his little
Yeah,
mustache there.
I had genuine concern in the second period.
In the second period.
Yeah.
Okay.
what was it?
I thought the Avs lost some momentum and they laid back on their heels a little bit too much. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump to second.
no,
you're
go,
fine.
go.
We're still in the first.
You need to cut us off. When you
Yeah.
got something to say, you got to go hard.
That's exactly how this works.
The thing is, pick a point in this game and look at the way the Colorado Avalanche are playing. And I 100%, you could, at points you can say, yeah, they're probably too cute. I said a lot in the third period. I feels like they're playing a little too casual. But is it that, or is it that they're just comfortable in
And
their own
then
skin?
I was going to
Yeah.
say, the line between casual and comfortable.
Yeah.
Boy, is it thin, because I was agreeing with you. I was like, yeah, this looks a little, maybe you're lacking some urgency, but they were just comfortable. They were never overwhelmed by the moment. They just rolled down and were like, all right, let's just get
Yeah.
back to work.
Time to turn it back on.
Exactly.
And they can.
And like,
No kidding.
What you love is that it's not like they flipped the switch, right? Like Nashville played a role in this.
Yep.
They turned it off for a little bit. They turned Colorado's switch off. Like they came over and pop. And it's on Colorado to figure it out. Turn it back off, figure it out. And what I like is that they did exactly that. Nashville pushed them, and instead of going away, the Avs were like, okay, we're in a game. We got to we've got to find our way through this. We'd seen them lead the entire series. It's healthier to see what happens in a third period. They got down, and then they score again, and then they dominate possession the rest of the way.
Yep.
And they finally get a call.
Yeah,
We'll get.
Sorry.
No, hard agree. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do want to do as Randy put these sweep shots before they get warm. Pass them out here.
Oh, I shouldn't have touched that.
Oh, are we doing shots?
We're doing.
We got more people coming in.
Dr. Dubs is out of the building tonight. He's been replaced by Dr. Sweep.
Don't drop anything.
Yeah, don't
Dr.
drop
Sweep
it.
would be like such an amazing like
Cheers.
house cleaning service.
I was cleaning.
Just a sip.
Not bad.
Just a sip.
Almost.
Bar is so hopping, we actually have Jaeger in the building tonight.
Darren made sure.
Allie is a broom, confirmed.
Cups.
All right. Keep this rolling because we are brought to you by Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. 8 different kinds, on tap here at the bar. Also, we're in round 2 now. The Avs are going to round 2. Breck Brew is giving away 2 tickets to every single Avs home game in the playoffs.
Dang.
Yes, that includes round 2. Yes, that includes round 3. Yes, if the Avs make it there, that includes the Stanley Cup Finals. Free tickets.
God, I hope they get that far.
Go to thebreckbrew.com, get over there, get yourself signed up, or nominate someone who deserves to go.
It's like all of our chat.
Genuinely.
If you're in our chat, you deserve to go.
Straight up. Go get on Breck Brew.
Unless you're that guy that was talking shit to me earlier. You can go fuck yourself.
Who, Jim? Was his name Jim or Tim or something?
I don't remember.
Was he from Nashville?
But I don't know, man.
Sought this dude in the chat for
He
sure.
was
Confirmed.
from the internet, so.
Yeah, which everyone from the internet
You
saw.
gotta love your haters.
Dude, I do.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, please.
That genuinely, I knew I had made it when I started getting haters on YouTube.
Dude, it's
that's when you know it's
the
real.
Best when you
Like-
make an hour and 20-minute pod and then you roll into the comments and be like, "Why is Rudo drunk?" No other thought. You're just like, all right.
That's how you feel, bud, I guess. Also brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use the code DNVR when you sign up for a new account to get amazing odds boosts and bet $5 on any NBA game. I know it's the NBA. You got to do it, though. You get $150 even if you get the bet wrong. So get $150.
So had you bet for Joel Embiid for MVP?
It's been fine. You still get $150.
man.
Would have made your money anyway.
Salty crew over there on the East Coast.
Take the $150, invest it however you want into DraftKings, whether that's Cale Makar for the Conn Smythe, Avs to sweep round 2, whatever you're feeling, get in on it. Go over to DraftKings. If you're an insane person, you can also bet on turtle racing or badminton or winter sports in the middle of the summer. All of these things are allowed on DraftKings because they have every sport under the sun. So jump on it. Use code DNVR. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Other terms, restrictions, and conditions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And, of course, if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Also, hit subscribe. Help us out on YouTube. There's 800 of you in here right now, which is absolutely ridiculous how many of you are in here. I know some of you are new. I know it. So if you're not subscribed, if you're not liking the videos, help us get more new people in here. Help us push towards the play button. We only got 20K. We got a ways to go, but we're going to get there. We're going to get to that play button someday. You can help us get there.
Yes,
Rudo
Eagles,
really wants that play
Avs.
button.
I really do.
Let's go.
I really want the play button. Of course. Me and Cale, Cale Sorbo for the record, are like team hardcore play button here at DNVR.
You get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get to keep it.
Yep.
I'm here for that. Glad you're in my corner.
I will personally fight anybody that tries to argue otherwise.
Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Use code DNVR. I've been shirtless enough. You got to donate the big bucks at this point to get me shirtless. I've seen some pretty significant donations already.
Yeah.
But if you get like up to the $500 range, I'll get shirtless.
If the Avs play the Flames, I'm going to do a Hunger Games fire outfit.
Oh my, I'm here for this.
I'm sorry, I won't do that. I won't light myself on fire.
You don't have to light yourself
Yeah,
on
Did you
fire.
just say you're going to
You
light
can
yourself
wear a
on fire?
fire
What's
outfit
going on?
Yeah, that
without
was-
lighting
I thought it
yourself
was
on
implied.
fire.
I'm so sorry.
Chat will donate for these things, so you have to be careful what
Yeah.
you say. I will warn you.
Them donating for you to wear a fire outfit, fire-themed outfit.
You're right.
Last
Lots
year,
of
Rudo
glory.
thought
Not
he was-
lighting on fire.
Rudo thought he was being funny last year, and he's like, "Oh, like $200." And then
5
it was just
minutes.
Like,
It's-
boom, boom, boom,
It was
boom,
like 4
$200
minutes
bucks.
later. It
I take it all
happened.
back. I take it all back right now.
Yeah.
Second
Just
period.
to clear it all up.
Second-
Not lighting anybody on fire.
No one is getting lit on fire. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Second period of this hockey game. We kind of alluded to it. Probably Nashville's best period of the series.
Yeah.
Most competitive, at
I think
least.
the Avs were taking a little bit of time off during the second period.
See,
as
and
well.
I disagree because there's another NHL team out there that was fighting for their
No,
lives.
yeah.
And I think that was the first time that we really saw Nashville sink their teeth into it and play like quality hockey. And like I thought it was a great period because it was back and forth. Each team had their moments. But I really liked how Colorado responded to it because while Nashville was pushing, you never felt like the Avs were like out of sorts. You felt like, hey, okay, Nashville's pushing, but the Avs they're protecting the puck well enough here. They're not killing themselves. They're still making Nashville beat them. And when you get into the postseason, what is a common denominator in every one of these series for the teams that move on? You get good goaltending and you do not beat yourself.
Yeah.
If you do those two things, if you can get good goaltending and you don't beat yourself, you will win a lot of playoff games. Hopefully 16 of them in the same year. But making the other team beat you, and when Nashville was pushing, what I liked from Colorado's side is that they did not just hand them extra opportunities. It was earned from Nashville.
Excluding the top defensive pair, I just felt like the Avs were being a
There
little
were
bit
moments.
Yeah, they were being a
Dude,
little
that's-
too cute,
Manson and
too
Girard
soft
had some
in the defensive zone, right? Like where it's
that
like
little when they're passing back and
Yes,
forth behind
yeah.
the net, where you're like, what are
and
you doing?
just the wall play there as well.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
why aren't you harden out? Like you're dominating this game. Why are you trying to be cute, especially when the Preds are pressing? Like not saying the Preds didn't play a great game and definitely a great second period.
Yeah.
But I just felt like the Avs just kind of felt like they were dominating the game so much that they could be cute and try to make these small little itsy bitsy passes out of the zone in the second period.
I mean, I love that you brought up the wall play specifically because this was a marked change in Nashville's game where the Avs were getting nothing out of their own zone up the walls.
yeah.
And like Colorado had not had to adjust to anything the whole series. Nashville was like, "Oh, you guys want to break out the puck? Oh, fucking break it out then. I dare you." And the Avs were like, "Oh, girl, bye." This was the first time that was not the case because of their board play.
Yep.
They forced some adjustment from Colorado. And Colorado adjusted.
In game, no less.
Yeah, and that was where you saw the little switches. It wasn't like the Avs just kept running into the wall and being like, all right, well, we just have to execute better in the same situation. Like, Nashville wanted to take it away. They did. And Colorado started moving the puck out of the middle of its zone because that's where the open space was.
And as we get to the goals of the second period, great period from Nashville. Is there a team on the planet that has an answer for Cale Makar?
No, dude. Like, everybody coming in here was like, oh, Roman Josi or Cale Makar. Well, after 4 games, it's pretty obvious which one's which.
Absolutely buried Roman
Yeah,
Josi.
right. Like, you can't change the Norris vote at this point.
If you could, I guarantee you Cale Makar is winning it.
But it would look if Josi ends up winning, it's gonna look
real
comically
bad.
fraudulent.
It's going to look real bad.
like comically fraudulent after what happened in this series.
Dude, unreal night from Cale Makar.
Unreal series, 10 points in 4 games.
10
Absolutely,
points!
but even tonight though, think about just like not even in the defensive zone. Like he played out of his mind in the defensive zone, but offense was unreal tonight from him.
A little spin around.
He had the he
even
had
the ones he didn't
jump.
score.
No, I mean
He has the spinorama and a clean breakaway that he doesn't score on.
And he has a 3-point night.
highlight reel plays that he doesn't score. And who does he do that spinorama to, by the way?
Roman.
It was Roman Josi.
the best part though too on that breakaway, he's the guy that gets
Was it 11?
back.
Did they give him an extra one after the
Yeah,
game?
and,
Oh my god.
He's on a breakaway. He fails to score, and he murders
Gets
a dude
back.
behind his own net. What?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, on glass, I think.
It was Philip Forsberg.
Yeah,
Oh,
was it Phil
Yeah,
Forsberg
he
again?
gets
Yeah.
all the way back after
Oh.
not scoring on his breakaway and bodies Philip Forsberg and takes the puck away from him.
Yep.
And it's just like, what are we doing here?
His game is unreal.
Dude, he's
all around
He
unreal.
has like clearly taken the throne
Yeah.
from a psychotically driven Nathan McKinnon as the guy leading this charge right now.
Well, and the crazy thing too is like this reminds me of his last year when he was playing college, where it
He
just
was that.
I'm
good.
where he was
Yeah.
just like bodying guys and then going down and scoring goals. It was stupid. That's the whole reason that they made it.
like his draft year when he was in the AJHL, where
Yeah.
you're watching it and you're like, we don't know how to value this guy
Because he's just that much better.
because he
Yeah.
is 5 times better than everybody else that he's playing
He's-
In the
against.
DU library, I watched UMass crush DU here in Denver.
Yeah.
Broke
Brutal.
my heart a little bit. I was excited.
Cale Makar is MJF.
No disturbance in the
All right.
force that night.
I know there's at least 4 of you in this chat that watch AEW.
MJF is the shit.
Cale Makar is better than you, and you know it. It's that simple.
Well, and like, you remember like early in the year when he shook Kirby Doc in Chicago?
Yes.
Absolutely murdered
And
him.
everybody
Yeah.
was like, "Brah," it was like all of the, and this is like the 4th time now he's done that.
The shimmy
Where
is
it's either-
undefeated.
Where it's either resulted in a goal or a primary assist as he passes across the slot because he can, and everybody collapses on him knowing they're about to get posterized.
Yep.
and we're jumping around a little bit here because Cale Makar is our king of the game. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
far
come
and
on.
away.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
3 points.
I think he gets the 4th because if he got an assist on
Yes,
the
he
empty
did.
net,
He might get the 4th. You're
Yeah.
right. It might
He did on
actually
the
be
empty
4.
net.
I was just trying to check this
We
before
we don't have the best
He did
math
on
here.
McKinnon.
before we
Empty
sold
net.
Ya Here Up the River, which we just did.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
he gets the assist.
I got it off NHL.com.
Well,
Oh, that's your first
we,
mistake.
We all know NHL.com is shit, so we've been there.
Rudo, you told me to use NHL.com.
No, they still have him at 3.
Look, Zadorov was right. I don't know what to tell you,
They still have him at 3, yeah.
Dante Fabro almost went to DU,
but he didn't.
but he didn't.
Tyson Jost almost went to DU.
But he didn't.
But he didn't.
And what? Both of those aren't Avs. So, really, at the end of the day,
Yeah, just the 3. Yahir is correct.
Shout out to Berkey as well.
oh,
Just going through the net.
I did. Can we like?
Sicko.
I want to take a second after we've congratulated Cale Makar on being not an actual human being.
The best player in the NHL right now.
He's Nightcrawler.
Yeah, he might be.
This is why they didn't
That's
allow.
frightening. What?
This is why they didn't allow X-Men to play in the NHL in those movies. Because if Nightcrawler put on skates, he would have put on a Makar jersey.
Now I want to see a hockey movie titled The X-Men. Like,
That's basically what the defense for the Avs are the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean,
kind
They're
of
the
feels like
X,
it.
the X Factor.
right. Because look at
X-Force.
who ties the game, by the way. It's Devon Toews.
The and
Who? So you get a goal from Cale Makar.
I look. We'll get to Devon Toews because we will talk about him for a
Top
while.
human.
I don't want to discount Eric Johnson because the play is
Played
developing,
great.
and I'm like, Eric Johnson, what are you doing? And then it turns out Eric Johnson is an actual genius.
He
You
played
get-
great all game.
You get goals
I have-
from Cale Makar,
Devon
Devon
Toews.
Toews, and assists from Bo Byram and Eric Johnson.
Yep.
Your first and third pairings gave you 4 points.
Yep.
Four of those guys gave you points, is what I'm saying.
Bo made some great plays.
But Byram was really, really underrated awesome tonight. He was so, in his defense.
Dude was low key a
That's
monster.
that's what I'm talking about.
Low
is
key
his-
a monster.
His defense,
Good stick,
he was
though.
tying guys up that
Yeah.
were
Yes.
coming
So
down
good in
on
his
the
own
break.
zone.
Yeah, yeah.
So good, man. The one time that I was worried about him,
He got caught
Ryan
flat-footed.
Johansson had
Yep.
him flat-footed
Yep.
and then dropped the puck.
Yep.
And it was like, all right, Ryan Johansson, if you want to beat yourself, man, it's all good.
But that was right after he had just
Yep.
tied up.
It was
Was it Johansson or Fort?
I think it was Duchesne.
Okay, was it Duchesne?
I think so.
Whoever it was. I
Yeah.
mean, he tied him up, and then again, like that's what happens when you're a defenseman. Like if that puck gets dropped back, you're going to get caught flat-footed because that guy's got all the momentum coming into the zone.
But he only drops it because he thinks Byram can keep up with him.
Yeah. Yep.
Because he had decent enough positioning, but it was like if Johansson had any power to his game at all, he would just put his head down and gone hard to the net. But Byram gave him enough reason to doubt that he said, I'm going to use a teammate.
Yep.
He did. It didn't go well. And the one quote-unquote shaky moment out of Byram defensively, and that's it. The rest of it was exceptional.
Yep.
He was so good. And for his first playoff series, do you have any complaints about Bo Byram through 4 games?
No. How many games has he played in the NHL?
Like roughly 50.
Okay, outstanding then. In the playoffs?
For a rookie,
in a closeout game
yeah.
that you want.
Let's reel it back in.
Girl, please.
Let's reel it back in a little bit with the Predators' second goal here. First of all, the first 2 attempts, absolute quality from Pavel Francouz.
This is where you're going to have a lot of Gerard haters.
Which are wrong, but
I mean,
are they wrong? Yes, I hear you.
He loses the dude on the backside who just beats him to the spot on the puck that gets through for the first chance, and then he whiffs on the puck that
on the opportunity.
Rebound.
You have Landy there too, who also
and Gerard was not alone in that
for sure.
But Gerard was. You're looking at it and you're like, you had the most opportunity here to make a better play than what you did.
Was that the Nico Sturm play?
Yeah, no, I think that's the second
failed
one.
clear.
No, that's
that's the second one.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Okay.
first goal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Oh,
Nico
you're right.
Sturm
Yeah,
Because that was a
failed clear.
communication
Yeah.
breakdown
Yeah.
during a line
That
change.
was one where you're like, Sturm makes the fail clear, and then Manson and Gerard are kind of in between where
They're
Trennan
floating
is.
in no man's land.
And like that's a
Comfort
good
gets
job.
beat down. Yeah,
That's a good job by Trennan of finding the soft spot in,
For
in
sure.
coverage and getting there.
Yep.
And then making a great shot.
Yep. And by the way, does it not sum up this playoff series that arguably Yakov Trenin was their best forward?
Like
And
you're like
Forsberg only shows up tonight.
That's his one point of
he
the
showed
series.
up tonight for a shift. And that was really it. Like, did Philip Forsberg do anything else the rest of the series? The only other moment I remember is him hitting the post on the 5-on-3 in Game 2 at the start of the third period. That's it.
Yep.
Other than that, I remember him charging Logan O'Connor, and I remember Cale Makar running him down after a breakaway and taking the puck away from him. Those are my Philip Forsberg memories. For a guy going into free agency,
Not a great look.
He charged Chelsea. Yeah, that's all we got.
Not feeling very good if you're Philip Forsberg, for sure. Despite getting the game-leading goal at one point in this hockey game, this was. I thought Game 2 was the Nashville Predators' best shot, and I was wrong. The Game 4 was the Nashville Predators' best shot.
yeah.
And it wasn't good enough.
Easily their best
Yeah,
game.
but who? It's 3-0. Cool, you win this game.
Oh, totally. I mean, this is
Cool, you win the next game.
This is the
Cool.
playing for pride game, right?
Yeah.
Like we're not giving them 2 games at home.
Yeah.
We won't do it.
Don't want to lose at
And
home.
the fact that you're not good enough to get that, that's why you're at home right now.
I would have been disappointed if the Avs didn't win it tonight because they had every reason to.
I would have been disappointed after seeing how the game started
Yeah.
because they came out playing such quality hockey that you're like, if they lose this is going to be kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But even when they got to 3-2 in the third, I really wasn't too stressed about it because they'd been just so solid.
And what I love about it is that's another feather in the Avs cap, right? You had gone up until the 5 minutes into this third period, and you've been like, the Avs have never trailed in this series.
Yeah.
Their haters are like, it's been so easy for them.
Yeah.
They really haven't. They got down in the third period of a hockey game, and they came back, and they made it look easy to come back on the Nashville Predators.
Yeah,
I love-
and like that's where you've got 1v8.
Yeah.
That's where like Nashville like backs their way into the postseason for all this talk about how Colorado was bad down the stretch and they're playing teams that Nashville won like 6 games in April
Yep. It was not pretty.
in a month where they had to be at their best to make the postseason.
If they win one more game in April, they don't play the Avs.
A 4-goal lead
Against
in Arizona
Arizona
on the last day of the season. Like, give me a break here. They had every opportunity. They backed their way in, and then the Avs. It's cool.
We're holding
one
hands
taking up
now.
all the space
Hold
here.
my hand.
Are you a whole hand
I am
holder?
not a fingers guy.
Oh.
All right. It's good to know that you don't love your wife that much.
My wife hates it too, for the record.
That does not surprise me. That does not surprise me. Z hates it too.
Zeke with the good take. Let's go.
She's always like, we can do this for like 4 seconds. I'm like,
Even like normal holding hands is like, because both of us have.
well, and then you get like sweaty palms.
There's
and then, like,
there's
that's
enough
cool,
of the
but,
chat that
yeah.
doesn't know that I have hyperhidrosis in my hands, and it's brutal. Let me tell you, chat.
True dat.
Anyway, we are brought to you by Avaka TV. The first round is now over.
Natural transition there.
Look,
You got to do it somewhere. I get it. It's fine.
if you're watching the Avs on your television, you're probably sweating. That's the connection. All right? So, they have national channels. When the Avs are on the big boy channels like ABC, you'll be able to watch on Avaka TV. It hooks right up into your television. They've got Altitude. They've got Rocky Mountain Sports Network. They've got the national channels. You can watch Avs, Nuggets, Rockies, Broncos, Mammoth, Rapids. Someone, for the love of God, get the Eagles on TV. Please. I beg. Oh, we're cashing out already. That's fast.
yeah, what the fuck?
It's Monday. It's Monday, yo.
11:15.
It is a Monday. That's fair.
Do you want part of my driver's license?
Sure. Why do you break everything?
Go over to Avaka.tv/DNVR. That's EVOCA.tv/DNVR. Just $15 a month for the first 3 months, and then only $25 a month after that. Genuinely, not quite. I believe I pay $70 a month for a DirecTV stream. Almost 3 times cheaper than that. I'm just saying. It's a good deal. And, like, let's be real. This is a great deal for people like my parents, who aren't going to jump through the hoops, who aren't going to go to sportsurge.com and, questionably watch hockey through questionably legal means.
What?
This is a way to completely legally watch the Avs on your television.
No sailing the high seas.
No sailing any seas. No eye patches. None of that. All right. So go to avaka.tv/DNVR. Let them know we sent you over there. Get the $15 a month for the first 3 months. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Third period of this hockey game. The Avs, for the first time this series, go down off of a quality pass across. Philip Forsberg's first goal. We talked about his first point of the series.
Congratulations.
The dunking will come. Give it time. Where are the Avs at in this third period? Because, yes, we've talked about their calmness, their comfortableness. But that's also a little bit of a punch to the mouth, right?
So, 2 things that I think are important about it. One, it's so early in the third.
Yeah.
That you're like, I fucking dare you to feel comfortable with this. I dare you to sit back and feel good about this. So that's the other thing. And the other thing is that the Avs just never panic.
Yeah.
They didn't like turn it up and go crazy.
Yep.
There was no like where they all of a sudden they burned through the rest of their energy trying to get it back immediately. They just played hockey.
Yeah, you look at a team like this and you talk about composure, right? Like,
Yeah.
This is what we always talk with young kids as well. It's like, it's all right to go down a goal in a game. Like, it happens. Like, you're playing against another team. The worst thing that you can do is start to panic, try to do too much, and get into trouble because you're not playing a defensively sound game. The Avs, you saw them out there. They weren't concerned about what was going on. They were just playing their game, and they were looking for their chances.
Yeah.
Like, the problem that can happen is you start getting concerned, and you start taking these wild bets, which lead to basically rushes the other way that aren't in your favor.
Yeah.
They didn't do that. And I think a lot of that, AJ, is that they had the time on their side. They were like, looking at the clock, it's like, cool, we still have 14 minutes left in this game.
It's 16.
Was it 16?
Yeah.
No. Even better.
Yeah. What I didn't like about it, Mikko Rantanen.
It wasn't great.
Super cute, like spinning backhand up the wall to nobody
Yeah.
when he had time. There were 2 Avs there and there was 1 Predator. And that's the play that he made. And it goes right to them. He doesn't try and put it into space. He doesn't try and give it to a teammate. He makes no effort. He just blindly says, get it out of the zone. That's all I want to do. Yeah. And it creates the opportunity for them, because then they immediately change. And while they're changing, the Chushkin loses Forsberg on the backside. Yep. And it starts with Rantanen throwing that lazy blind shit up the wall and then getting off the ice. Where Nichushkin had started to come across to try and make a play on the puck.
But got stuck. Yeah.
And then is like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. They're changing. I've got to get back. And he tries to chase down Forsberg. And he just, by that point, it was just too late. They'd already made a quality play. And then they finished the play off. Yep. But you're looking at how it gets created. And as far as I know, that's the last time that shift took like a regular shift. They went to the three-headed monster after that.
Yep.
And then they moved Nichushkin down into Landeskog's spot. And it paid off.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely worked, obviously.
That they made that switch, and
I mean,
three-headed monster played well.
Who has the game-winning goal? Valerie Nichushkin does on the back door from, I mean, Cale makes the play. Yeah, obviously.
But, like, that's where, okay, they broke them up, which on live I was like, please do this now.
You were begging for it, yeah.
And they make that switch, and it's just like, it just clicks immediately. Their play elevates. It's solid. It's not like overwhelming, but it's just solid all period. And then they just make better plays. Nashville opens the door. For some reason, you don't cover Devon Toews. Like, nobody in your defensive zone is like, let's get this guy.
So, two factors here. One, I've made a terrible mistake and didn't empty my walnut bladder.
Go do that.
I'm going to.
Yeah.
But before I do that, I'm going to ask you the question: how ridiculously important has Devon Toews been to this team? And not just in the regular season, not Devon Toews does a lot of quiet things on this team, and then he shows up in the biggest moments so far of the season for the Colorado Avalanche.
I mean, he gets the second goal in game one, which really puts you on the landslide, right?
It does.
He gets you the sixth goal in game 3 that essentially ends that game. You know, like and then he gets the game tying goal tonight. And then in between there, he plays world-class defense in the toughest matchup that the Predators have to offer. And he does everything for you. If Cale Makar was not Cale Makar, we would be talking about Devon Toews as arguably one of the best defensemen in the world.
Yeah.
And Devon Toews might be top 5. It's just that Cale Makar is one with an ocean between him and number 2. But Devon Toews is part of what makes them impossible to game plan against.
Oh, yeah. Would you say that top defensive pair is the best defensive pair in the NHL right now?
Well, let me ask you, just flat out, which pairing would you pick? If you're going into a game, you're the Colorado Avalanche, you get to pick one defensive pairing to put at the top of your roster. Which one do you pick?
I'm biased because I'm an Avs fan, but there's no other.
But you don't look around the league and see another pairing.
No.
You're not looking at Dallas and wanting Miro Heiskanen and whoever he plays with, because I genuinely don't know anymore.
Exactly. That's the great point of it, is you've got two stellar defensemen with two different skill sets.
Well, and you've got stakes on the Florida Panthers.
Yeah.
Their top pairing?
Still not taking it.
Is there a top pairing that you would prefer?
No. I think you made a good point. It's like individually of top pairs, there are players that stand out like a Heiskanen, but
Aaron Ekblad.
Together,
great players.
A Toews and a Makar that are both so strong on their own and together stronger so. I don't know if I can think of anybody.
Well, like, we could go through each of the postseason teams.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina Hurricanes. Jacob Slavin and Brett Pesce. I don't know if they still play together, but they did for such a long time that I'm putting them together. Jacob Slavin, Brett Pesce, great pairing. Jacob Slavin with any of the other defensemen.
Right, Slavin.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if, like for the...
Who's the other
Makar
guy?
Makar to Taves, of Slavin to
Who's the other guy? Aaron Ekblad? Not playing with Mackenzie Weegar anymore.
Nope.
Who's the other pairing? Chris Letang in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Dmitry Orlov in Washington?
And who? Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Rudo?
What?
Would you take... Is there a defensive pairing in the NHL that you would take?
No. Over Makar Toews? No. There's not even one that's close.
I don't know what the hell is happening right now.
Bye.
Okay.
Blais also has a walnut bladder. if
Well,
you
he
didn't
looked
know.
at me. He looked at me like something was going on, and I'm like, "What's happening here?" Yeah,
It was a very
like
look for no reason.
Darnell Nurse and Cody Cece,
Get out of town.
Mikey Anderson, and whoever Mikey Anderson plays with in LA.
I don't like. I would be hard pressed to find a defenseman that is better to put with Cale Makar than Devon Toews.
Like, if you could, and when you consider handedness,
Yeah, exactly.
who would you take over him? Okay, keep Makar. Pick a guy off of any playoff team out there. Pick one guy to play with Cale Makar. Is there anybody that you would take over Devon Toews? Would you
I can't think of anybody.
after that series, hell to the nah, Roman Josi.
Definitely not Josi.
Well,
Yeah.
Taves by himself is somebody's top pairing.
Flip the script. Who are you taking with Toews over Makar?
Right.
All right, somebody mentions Victor Hedman.
Okay.
Even then. And we've had this conversation before about Hedman quietly being a little sheltered in Tampa Bay.
Like, okay, so take the other guy, Ryan McDonough.
Absolutely not.
Ryan McDonough next to Cale Makar would be dominant,
But not as good as Toews.
but it would not have the offense that Devon Toews Cale Makar has. Victor Hedman, you'd have to pick your spots because at his point, like for him,
He's not a spry chicken anymore.
like you're putting him in a position to either be more offensive or more defensive. Devon Toews is giving you the best of both worlds right now.
It's
Jacob Slavin doesn't have enough offense.
true. And look,
Jacob Slavin is awesome.
AJ
I
will,
like a lot about
AJ will die on the hill of Jacob Slavin. Trust me.
Jacob Slavin is unbelievable. But he's more one-dimensional than Devon Toews, and Devon Toews is just as good a defender.
Charlie McAvoy. Someone said in the chat.
Charlie McAvoy would be a guy, if he was not right-handed, I would consider that.
That's the problem, is you get into the handedness conversation. Yeah.
And that's what makes a pairing. Who's Charlie McAvoy playing with? Is anybody as good as Devon Toews?
It's not.
Like, I know Hampus Lindholm's hurt, so...
He's not as good as Devon Toews anyway.
Right. I just, like, some of these guys are great, but I have no confidence.
Adam Fox does not work with Cale Makar.
Adam Fox is also right-handed.
There's not enough pucks on the ice for Cale Makar and Adam Fox to be on the
can
same
you select
pairing.
Bobby Orr? I feel like he probably couldn't keep up today.
Adam Fox tonight was deferring a lot when he had wide open shots.
Well, he
at the
did
net.
lose 7-2, so
But I'm saying, like, he was legit had wide open looks at the net and deferred to pass. It's crazy.
Well, and he's not a big goal scorer. Go look at his whole career. He makes his whole living off of having an unbelievable hockey IQ,
Yep.
an unbelievable vision in passing.
You say that, and then we get to the game-winning goal where Cale Makar finds Val Nichushkin cross ice after pinching in deep. There are not words to describe Cale Makar as a hockey player. He is just something you have to experience.
I think Cale Makar right now, all things considered, all level of competition, atmosphere, everything. If Cale Makar isn't making his play for best player in the world right now, and like lots of people on our show throughout the year in comments, and like we've kind of like brushed up against it, and I've always been like, come on, guys. Like
Connor McDavid exists.
He's just special, right? But Cale Makar elevating his game in the post, and I get like Nashville sucks, right? Like Nashville sucks as much as a playoff team can suck. I just don't think they're that good.
I don't either.
I also feel that way about a bunch of teams out west, but whatever. Cale Makar can only play against the team that he just did, and he just turbo dunked on the Nashville Predators harder than anybody.
Would you say the Kings suck this year?
Yeah,
Well, Edmonton's having some issues
I think
there.
they suck too.
Yeah, okay.
Name
I
a
think
team
it's a
that
good point.
doesn't suck in the West.
I think it's Calgary. I think the only thing about the Flames that I think they're in this dogfight is because this was a great matchup for Dallas, because both teams want to play knockdown, drag it out, back alley brawl hockey, and Dallas is like, oh, you guys like that too?
This is I want to get Megan's take on this, because all three of us have watched the Avs since 96, 95. We got to see Adam Foote. We got to see Rob Blake. We got to see Ray Bork.
Sandis Ozolinsh
on the off. What's it like for someone who picked up the Avs in the late 2000s to watch Cale Makar?
I got to see late stage Adam Foote.
It wasn't quite the same. It wasn't quite the same.
A little bit different.
That was like end stage.
After his
Adam
stint
Foote.
with the Blue Jackets.
Columbus, yeah.
What's it like to watch Cale Makar?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's been a player since watching the Avalanche who's had an impact on me. For example, I have a philosophy that I don't want to own jerseys. I feel weird about wearing another man's name on my back.
That's a weirdly DNVR philosophy.
But
It's really common.
Yeah.
when I've considered owning a jersey,
I don't have a jersey.
What did
Cale
you say?
Makar
Did you
is
say
the only
his-
athlete that I've ever considered
is
owning a
Blais
jersey
Hunter?
for.
He's
And
just-
I've been watching for a while now, and that's the only athlete who's ever come on my radar as someone that I would consider owning a jersey for. So I think it's pretty important.
It's special. It genuinely is. And we've made this comment a couple of times over the last few years of understand that you are watching something special. Understand that
This is different.
you get to experience things like this maybe once, twice in a lifetime.
Yeah. I mean, the Nuggets fans have waited 50 years for a guy like Nikola Jokic.
Yep.
And in Colorado, we've gotten to see Peter Forsberg, Joe Sakic, Patrick Waugh, and now Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar.
Straight up.
And that's not to discount how special Mikko Rantanen has been to start his career and all that, blah, 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 blah. How great of a guy and leader Gabe Landeskog is. But we're talking about Joe Sakic, Peter Forsberg.
Transcendent talent.
Right, our top 15 skaters of all time, and I will not have them below there under any circumstances. Patrick Waugh, even if you're just a dick and insist on bad opinions, is a top 3 goaltender of all time.
The worst you can do is top 3 with Patrick
That's what I'm
Waugh.
saying.
Like-
And even then, you got to put enough work into it that I'm ignoring you. But top 3 goaltender of all time and Patrick Waugh. You're looking at Cale Makar right now. What he's done in his career: wins a Calder, comes in second
place
in Norris voting, and will have a top 2 finish again this year. Is a point per game player so far in the postseason in his career, and whatever this run will become.
Yeah.
Are we looking at Cale Makar being not just a generational, an Erik Karlsson level
It's
of talent?
beyond. It's Bobby Orr level
But
shit.
is this a guy that is this Nick Lidstrom and Ray Bork and Bobby Orr, where you're like, for the next 15 years, he is the standard bearer at the position.
If he can stay healthy, he's ascending to the throne.
The moment that I realized how absurdly special that this is Blais. You're telling me about your kids. Mm-hmm. And you're like, yeah, my kid comes off the ice, and I'm like, why do you do that thing where you put your legs like that? And he's like, Cale Makar does it.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that you know. Like, that's Kobe Bryant. That's Michael Jordan. It's Tom
It's the
Brady.
GOAT stuff.
Yeah, it's the stuff that kids start emulating you like that, and you know you've transcended beyond sports. Like,
What you want to know with Cale Makar is what's next.
yep.
Like, we're always obsessed with what's next instead of what's now. But you were looking at now, and you genuinely, what more could you ask for from a player? And look, the Avalanche can't win a second round playoff series tonight.
Correct.
They could only
you can only play the game you're in.
They got there as quickly as they could. They could not. They could
There's
not
no
have gotten-
faster they could go.
They could not get back to take on that challenge of exercising the second round demon any faster than they possibly did. They did it as fast as the league would let them because they want that challenge, and Cale Makar wants that challenge. And I understand, these guys fold, and I don't believe in this guy and that guy. But I want to know, to a person, human to human, are you doubting Cale Makar in round 2 because of
Never.
recent Avalanche history?
Never.
Are any of us going to bet against that guy?
No, he plays on the top line against the best players in the NHL and outshines them. He's 23 years old.
This is the part
For a
that kills me.
For a defenseman being 23 years old and being that dominant, what are you going to get when he's 24, 25,
Right.
26,
when he hits the physical
27?
prime, and he's at 26, and he's the best he's ever going to be, what does it look like?
Yeah.
Even his beginning of the season when his wrist or his hand was taped up to high heavens,
Can't be stopped.
No.
he was still fine. That's why I look at his entire season compared to Josi, and I just think he's been consistent from the start in excelling at what he does.
Can we go into the little bit of the Josi stuff right here? Is like
Fire off,
when
bud.
when you start breaking down. Let's just talk from the offensive side of it, right? If you start breaking down what they did, and you look at primary assist and secondary assist, there's a little bit of a gap, but it's not much. And then you look at goals.
And they each had a bunch.
Yeah.
They each had a bunch of... neither one of them was more...
No, I think
primary or
so.
secondary,
Josi, like I think on primary had like 36 to Cale's like 32, 31,
Yeah.
so somewhere around in that
Yeah.
area, right? And then you look at goals. Cale had more goals.
Cale had 27,
28.
28, and Josi I think ended with 23.
So that's great. But then you look on the defensive side of it,
It was at least 21.
and Josi
Right.
just gets caved in, and
Right.
he's not playing against the top lines
The
in the
biggest,
NHL.
the biggest thing for me is that you get into the quality of competition.
Yep.
And
There
you
go.
start to look at it and you see. And then for me, and like I don't want awards. There's a playoff MVP and there's a regular
Yep,
season
absolutely.
awards. And so I'm good with how it is right now.
It is what it is.
But when you look at when the chips were down and John Hines' job might be on the line, he still wouldn't put Roman Josi against Colorado's top dogs.
Yep.
He wouldn't do it.
If you take the Norris Trophy itself and put it off to the side, you got to see Cale Makar versus Roman Josi head to head for 4 straight games, and it is a canyon between these two players.
Josi got
Roman Josi's
caved.
Roman Josi's top moment was his top 2 moments in the entire series. A puck that bounces through Sam Girard for an assist,
Yep.
and a great shot
All world shot.
From the
Absolutely
point that-
excellent shot. That means nothing.
that ties the game at 3-3. That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
That alone. I mean, just not even looking at defense, not looking at impacts, nothing else. Purely offense. Cale Makar did more
10
than Roman
points
Josi.
to 2. What do you say?
He erased their regular season deficit in a week, head to head.
Unreal.
In a week.
Unreal.
And you can't even be like, no, but you see Soros. I'm sorry. Colorado played almost 2 full games with Pavel Francouz.
You want to? I will not hear any of this. The Avs played the Nashville Predators. They found a way to win a game with Andrew Hammond in net.
Yeah.
The Avs got to play a second-round series against Dallas. They won 2 games with Michael Hutchinson in net.
Had a 5-4 lead with 4 minutes to play.
In Game 7. They couldn't win it. Nashville couldn't win a single game. They couldn't win one game with their third goaltender in net. These teams are not the same. I won't hear it.
No.
And a goaltender that put up a huge game in Game 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you could
Doesn't
be like,
matter who it
but our
was.
goalie, but like you got 49 saves in Game 2. Straight up,
Yeah.
I did have to.
girl, bye.
Well, I had to tip my hat to Ingram for game 2.
It did a great
him
game.
some credit.
It's not
Unreal.
Connor. We're not on Connor Ingram here. We're on the Nashville Predators for letting Connor Ingram down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Connor Ingram could look in the mirror and be like, I was bad in Game 3. The rest of this, like, what do you want more
Yeah.
from him in this game? Look at the goals that get scored on him. The game tying goal is a perfect shot from Devon Toews, who's by him fucking self.
Yep.
Walking
8 feet from
in
the net.
all the way into the face-off circle.
Retrograde, baby.
Like Cale Makar scores on a perfect shot from the point. Burakovsky's shot was so perfect it broke the net.
The refs didn't even know that one went in.
And then the game-winning goal is a
cross
backdoor
crease,
one-timer.
yeah.
What more do you want Connor Ingram to do for you?
Yeah.
Give him some help, Roman Josi. You have the best defenseman in the NHL. And that guy just got eaten alive. I'm telling you right now, there isn't an Avalanche fan out there who isn't going to use this to define his legacy for the rest of his career.
All right.
Because when the chips were really down and he had the chance to go one-on-one after very contentious season-long battle,
It ain't shit.
you got worked, kid.
He ain't a kid no more,
Like
neither.
Roman Josi's sick, dude. He's a great player. He's a great offensive defenseman. But when it comes to the two-way play, he couldn't even hold a candle.
Nothing.
That's frustrating too. A lot of people will say that about Makar, that he, a lot of what puts him in the Norris race is his offensive production, and they downplay his defensive capabilities.
Oh.
Even today,
That means
I'm
you're
seeing
not
those
watching.
Yeah, that is the
Right.
warrior cry of I don't actually watch.
Right.
Cale
The
Makar.
thing with Roman Josi is that when you dig into the numbers and you dig into the data, it's not there.
Yeah.
You look at Cale Makar's, it's all there.
both.
You're
Yeah,
looking
both
at it and you're
ends.
just like, this is he's the best defenseman in the NHL.
Yep. It's not close.
Whatever like defensive shortcoming that you might have with him, where you're like, oh, he's in the 86th percentile instead of the 99th.
Yoshi's in like the 30th, bro.
He makes up for being in the 99th percentile of every offensive category imaginable. He's the best.
He might be the best player in the
Through
NHL.
the first
he
week
might
of
be.
the Stanley Cup playoffs, no player was better than Cale
Agreed.
Makar.
100. He's the best player of the playoffs
yeah.
so far, for
Yeah,
sure. There's
easily.
no doubt.
Yep. And that's the story of the series.
Yep.
Cale Makar won the series for the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, other guys obviously they were great,
Chipped in, for
but,
sure.
Like he drove the bus. And how shocking is it that Nathan McKinnon isn't that guy right now? That Cale Makar
He's just that good. He's just that good.
it's like they're in that movie Speed, and he's driving the bus, and he's like, "We're not dropping below 55 miles an hour." And Cale's like, "We're not dropping below 65," and he just jams on it, and they finish that highway,
They're gone.
and they fly over it.
They make the jump.
That's where they're at right now. They are driving the bus in Speed to the broken section of the highway in LA.
And they got to make the jump
And
in
they've
round
got to
two.
make the jump. If they make the jump and get across round 2, they can drive forever. You're driving into the sunset, baby.
We got a million super chats and some extremely generous ones to get
The
to
worst
here.
metaphor I've ever had.
That one was rough around the edges
I
for
do.
sure. $20 from Cygnus donating to the Shirtless Rudo Foundation. We'll get there.
Brutal.
We'll get there. Thank you, Cygnus.
Apparently, Mac in his post game on ESPN said the same thing.
Sounds about right.
That Makar is the best player in the league right now.
He's right.
Yep.
He's right.
Well, he has a front row seat to that ascension. So.
$5 from Andrew. Shout out to the Nazem Kadri keeping his cool while challenged Arc.
Yeah, he was not good enough in this series,
Agree with
but
that.
didn't
He's gotta
hurt
be.
them.
He's got to be better. And
Oh, he's got to be better as the teams get better. He's got to
Yeah.
be better.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Ridiculous. You've done this like 3
Byron.
times, Byron.
It is Byron.
It's ridiculous at this point. $99.99. This dude has given us like close to $500 at this point, I think.
Without any
With no comments, he
Yeah.
just drops the dollars on us.
It's
Absolutely
like running up
insane.
here and slapping a hundo on the
Yeah,
table
and just
running away.
leaving.
Thank you,
Ridiculous, Byron. Thank you so much. 20 Canadian from Drew. Favorite part of this game was seeing Josi once again have the best seat in the house for Makar's greatness
Telling
on
you.
a game-winning
Good job.
play.
Avs fans are never going to let this go. Roman Josi will go into the Hall of Fame someday, and everybody's going to be like, you remember that first round series?
For my wrestling people, who's more hated, Roman Josi or Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns made that really adorable commercial with his daughter, though.
AJ, you are going to love Roman Reigns. You're a person who absolutely loves Roman Reigns, but wrestling fans despise the guy for a long
Pretty good
time.
after he turned heel.
I'm
He's
just
not as bad.
I'm just saying he was adorable in that commercial.
Okay, all right.
That's my exposure.
You shouldn't. It's better that way.
I don't know anything other than that
Another
commercial.
good-looking guy, just all you need to know.
He's a smoke show. That's true.
Yeah, he is.
$5 from Mike.
I'll be just
Nash fans throwing Skittles at Cale in the last minute of play.
Why?
Add to that to tossing the free shirts, and their grimy goalie chant speaks
I
for
like their
itself.
goalie chant just because
I think the goalie chant's dope. The throwing shirts at the end of the game, trash.
Yeah.
Absolute trash.
bunch of marshmallows in those stands.
Yep.
Well, there's a lot of shirts to throw though. Extra, like you could still go home
they
with
had
one.
extras to fire off.
Yeah, you could just fire them off.
Incredibly disappointing. Be better. Be better, hockey fans.
Verdict?
Take a loss with some pride.
Well, is he?
Oh, I don't know.
Not-
Sorry. We were looking
She's
at,
like, I'm going to be the judge of that. And then we're like, so? Judge
And
that.
so-
and-
not.
No, all right, here's the conversation.
Sure.
Roman Reigns or Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins.
I know you got to look it up. I don't
know what Seth Rollins
I'm on team Seth Rollins, 100%.
Seth Rollins is way better.
Seth is hot.
I think Seth is better looking.
All right.
You have that Jesus look going. That's really enticing.
Okay.
His mic was muted for that.
This is so funny.
$10 from Kyle as a Colorado native that had to live north of Nashville for the Avs' worst years and deal with their hillbilly fan base at Bridgestone Arena. This is so sweet. The fans' saltiness fuels me.
too handsome
Fire,
is
let's go,
unappealing.
bam. Vibe Tribe, we're bringing it.
I get this.
There is.
I actually prefer shorter hair.
All right, which one of them's in the Vibe Tribe?
I'm so sorry.
You're good to go.
Is Seth Rollins in the Vibe Tribe?
I feel like I'm getting outvoted. So I don't
What's
wanna
the
participate.
vibe drive?
That's DNVR fam, old news. It's the DNVR Vibe Tribe now.
Yep.
We're the Vibe Tribe, chat. You are the Vibe Tribe.
No, dude, it's Roman Reigns. He's significantly hotter than Seth Rollins.
I'm not looking it up. I don't care. Don't care.
Thank you for the
Yeah,
10,
what
Kyle.
color is Landy's
Much
hair, though?
appreciated.
It's red.
You're not gonna
Wrong.
like my
He
Landeskog pick.
Battle to the death over that.
We all know Blais is wrong on that one, man.
I'm not wrong.
What else we got?
Yeah, their fan saltiness is.
It is sweet.
I tell you what, I do not have to salt any of the food that I make the rest of this week because I'll just have Twitter to do it. Just shake my phone anytime I need a little extra salt. Open up on the forecheck.com Twitter account and just shake.
Ooh.
Maybe fire up that Locked On Predators end of
Oh,
season
yikes.
podcast coming.
Not a good look.
See what they've got to give.
Adam.
I'm so excited for their next episode.
Adam with the $2. Knack playing sneaky good this series. I hard disagree, but that's fine. The Avs
I thought he got
swept.
a lot worse as it
I
went on.
thought games 2 onward he should be sitting for Newhook, but what am I to? The Avs swept. What does it matter?
Yeah, it's really hard to
Switch up
find
the lineup. Yeah.
Really hard to dig at a lineup that just convincingly swept a team. This wasn't like 4 overtime games. Where,
Right.
This is not Edmonton, Winnipeg last year where a team wins 4 coin flips in a row.
It's not. It
Yeah,
not
I,
in it.
I
Yeah.
loved Helm's forecheck game.
I
throughout this
love
whole
the
series.
fourth line.
The fourth line did exactly what you wanted
Cogliano
to.
was great in
Yep.
the 4.5
Come
minutes
back
he
soon,
played, and then
Prince.
LOC rolled in and just was great.
You know
What's
how
that?
you broke
I
down?
said come back soon, Prince.
Yes.
To Cog.
Cogs
You know how
is
you
the
broke
prince.
down that
I guess I
forecheck?
don't know. It just came
Yeah.
out.
The forecheck, if you watch it tonight, unreal from the fourth line.
So good.
They spent
So
basically
good.
the whole game in Nashville zone.
yeah,
get
and
the new
that's all
super
you
chat,
want from
yeah?
your fourth line, right? Like that's awesome.
It got to the
Thank
point
you,
where during the
Kevin.
third period, Rudo was like, when they were down, Rudo was like, "Oh, don't put them out there anymore." And I'm like, "But they've been so good
Yeah.
for you."
It's a rester.
Yeah, they've built positive shift after positive shift.
Outside of Cogs, they have no offensive production, but
Who cares about the offense?
they
at
do
that
grind the shit out of them.
They
That's true.
They didn't contribute. They weren't the ones that won the game in game
Yeah.
2 or anything.
$2 from fair
Right.
enough. $2 from Kevin. Thank you very much, Kevin. Much appreciated. $20 from Wes. Hail hat and all hail. Are you the hat guy on Reddit? Is that you, or are you just hailing the hat?
Like, this is for you.
That's the hat we should
Yeah.
be hailing. Absolutely. Avs undefeated with Cowgirl Makar over here. €5. I think, are those pounds or euros? I don't know. I'm sorry, Judgy. Been getting up at 2:30 a.m. for 3 nights this series in order to watch all the games. Well worth it. Avs faithful in the UK. Okay, so it must be pounds in the UK. We got there in the end. Look,
Hey, but he gave us £5.
that's like
and
$10.
The Avs gave Nashville £4.
Yay.
P.S. Shout out all of our Euro fans. Y'all are nuts.
That
Every
is
game, like we should just
impressive.
there should be
Yeah.
just a thing in the background that just says "Shout out Euros"
Straight up.
for the dedication.
You guys are
We need the
insane.
clocks.
Yeah,
That would be
time
great.
zones.
The time zone, that's good.
That
That's
would be
pretty good.
We should We should have the different players with their countries.
Landy,
Landy,
Nico,
Nico,
yeah.
exactly.
A lot.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely, yes. $20 from Drew. Also, I know Cale deserves to win the Norris, but seeing everyone complain who's not on the list, and not once have I seen Devon
Yeah,
Toews
I
mentioned.
guarantee
People
you.
need to
I
put him more respect on
guarantee
that
you,
mention.
Devon Toews will finish top 10 again in the Norris.
He
voting.
deserves to finish top
He
five.
will. He will.
Like,
He will get down ballot votes because people know. Real
sick.
recognize real with Devon Toews. He's too good. He's too good.
play
to
the
ignore.
play the Lecision clips of Toews just knocking pucks out of midair, and it's like, oh my god, this man is a freak. Thank you very much, Drew. You're insane. $2 from Chris Berkey with the Fulton Reed special. So I like, it's a little bit of karma, right? Like I did say it. The only other goal in my lifetime that I remember that went through the net was Shea Weber's Olympic goal.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Berkey shoots one through the net
Yeah.
against Nashville.
Yeah.
Just saying.
A little different process there.
Yeah, maybe. But, you know, nonetheless, the result is the same. Thank you very much, Chris. $5 from Ashtray? Astray? Astray?
Astray. Yeah.
Could be any of those. Who's to say? We got the sweep. Well, every other series besides Pitt, New York is tied up 2-2. What a fun week to have off and watch the chaos unfold.
Pressure free. Just whatever's gonna be will be.
Yep.
YOLO.
Straight up. The Avs get to vibe for the next week. We get to talk about whatever we want on the DNVR Avs pod.
We get to talk about Nikola Jokic winning MVP.
Yes!
Eagles.
Just randomly screaming.
They don't play till Wednesday, right?
I don't know what to say. We're gonna have 2 pods before they even start playing.
Let's start talking.
Wait, hey,
All right. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Meghan will be on the show
better
to
be
talk
on.
Eagles.
You better be on the show.
She'll be on the
Let's
show
go.
to talk
She's
Eagles.
leading.
That's it. That's simple. That worked out great. Whoops.
$6.08 from Dan the Walrus Larkin. Here we go again. $5 for the best hockey pod in the business. 8 cents for losing that shirt, Rudo. Hashtag Rudo boobs.
8 cents tells you how much he
love
wants
that.
it.
Yeah.
Where,
It's $1
you,
accounted
yeah, what's the
for.
other dollar?
A tip.
That was perfectly timed.
It was. It worked out really well.
That was perfectly timed.
Yeah.
That's basically like, here's a quarter.
$1 from Wyatt. Thank you very much, Wyatt. Much appreciated, my guy.
Yeah, I hope we just don't miss.
Any of your supers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you tonight.
Going through all of them, I think I have them all.
So, our program doesn't work if you donate before the show starts. Also,
Yeah, it's the one thing that sucks. Man.
yeah. $5 from Astray. I'm going with Astray. I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Fun fact: the last team to sweep their way through the first round in back-to-back years, the Red Wings in '99-2000. The irony. Those teams won a cup.
Nope.
No, it was '98, wasn't it?
They won 9. It went Avs, Red Wings, and then
I don't remember who won.
Stars, Devils,
Yeah,
Avs.
2000 was
Devils.
Devils. Yeah.
Boom! Don't fact check that.
Just call it good. Let's go.
It's
No, because Stars was skating the crease
yeah.
in '99.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then
you're right.
2000 was Devils because Mission. Part of. I'm just gonna do this now. Stop using Mission 16W.
It's over.
That
It
was
happened.
a sacred thing in 2001
it's
for the
done.
Avalanche, and it was a double entendre. And if you don't know why it was a double entendre, you don't get to fucking use it.
Got him.
1043.
Ooh.
Called out. $5 from Casey. Cale DNVR robes. All right, you're getting robes. Calm down.
What?
He just says this to appease the people.
Yeah,
He
Blais?
has no power over this.
Blais?
We're going to do robes, when we do another a run here shortly.
When we do that,
Yeah, we're gonna do Rome's harm. Yeah, it'll come with the next Kadri shirt that we do. Yeah,
Is there not a Kadri shirt for sale right now?
that's what I'm saying. It'll be with the
Okay.
next one.
Okay, I'm just saying there is one for sale.
Look,
Yeah, it only took.
you guys
6
pitch in
months.
enough. Maybe Kadri will take a discount.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe he wants a robe.
Oh, look, entice him into staying. Perfect.
You'll drop that $3 million off of
He,
what you
he
want.
is the man
and you
who
get a
bought.
robe.
He is the man who bought every Av Gucci slides. To be fair, so
That's so true.
yeah, I'm saying he's into his fashion.
That's so true.
Lord. All right, let's pick up this pace.
All right, keep rolling. $5 from Tyler. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, I didn't watch the watch along because I was too busy sweeping. All hail Morris McCall.
It's all good.
The-
Watch-alongs with me are not as exciting
No.
because I don't go as high or low.
I get pretty nuts without AJ. It's true, but the watch-alongs are for the people who want people to watch along with. Like
I'm his emotional anchor, is what
he
just got
kind of
said.
is. He kind of is. It's kind of true.
Yikes.
But like, plenty of you are here at the bar. Plenty of you are at home and like to watch alone. Plenty of you have people to watch with. The watch along is for all of y'all who want somebody to watch with. That's what we're here to do. We want to be with you, watching the game, having a good time, enjoying Avalanche hockey.
100%.
That's what we're here for. If you don't want to be a part of it, totally cool. If you want to be a part of it, we're here. $50, absolutely insane from Penelope. $50, $1 for every towel thrown onto the ice by Nashville.
That's a good
well
one.
played.
Got them. $5 from Seth. I bet EJ had a smirk on his face as he was approaching Duchesne in the handshake
I
line.
hope EJ wiped his hand off
Dirty.
and was just like, "Oh, I'm just so sweaty." For the next handshake.
Well, you know, one of these players did say they just wanted to win playoff games.
Somebody said he just wanted to play playoff hockey,
Yeah.
and he got to. He got to play
Four
them.
games.
He
He got
did.
4 whole games
He
this
got
year.
to do them, man. He even scored in a few of them.
Crazy.
Awesome.
He would have looked real good
Living out his dreams.
as a Av with 3 points.
Yeah, he'd be like 7th on the team in scoring.
$20 from Jonah. Who do you guys think the Avs will play? Blues or Wild, and odds of each rival?
I've still got Minnesota, but my hope is St. Louis.
I've got St. Louis
I hope
coming
it's
out
Blues.
of that.
I picked Blues in 7.
Okay,
I'm
so
sticking with it.
Interesting.
I want to talk about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't want to blow all of these. We now have a week to start preserving topics. So I want to talk about this after the Eagles talk tomorrow. I want to get into that series.
I'm ready. 888 from Kenton. Cale Makar is the best player in the world. Full stop. Better than McDavid. Better than Matthews. Better than Josi. Better than everyone. Let's effing go.
You just got worse as that list went on.
True. You
With
started at the top and
with
worked your way
McDavid, you could have just
down.
been like better than McDavid, and all the rest of that was understood. And I'm the biggest Austin Matthews fan.
He is.
here.
It's absolutely true.
I
He
love
is.
him.
I love Austin Matthews.
That's only because he's half Mexican.
Yeah, and I'm all for it.
Me too, but
Yeah, right.
$5 more from Chris. If anything, Preds fans should thank the Avs. It's charitable of us to give Nashville their annual banner of swept in the playoffs for the first time ever.
It is nice to give him that history.
Yeah.
The Avs a couple years ago gave him history and most goals against in a game with that 9 spot that they dropped on him. And now they've given him the first sweep in franchise history, and which is great because coming into the series, I saw some Nashville media talking about that series against Chicago a few years ago.
Yeah.
Where it was the top seed versus the 8th seed, and they were like, that Avs team wasn't as good as that Chicago team. Maybe that's true. But
Can't tell from this series.
that
That's for
Nashville
sure.
team
Yeah.
sure isn't. This Nashville team sure isn't that Nashville team.
It ain't.
It's a big difference because you're sitting at home now.
$2 from Jacob. The hat is why the Condors are obsessed with Meg.
And that's hot girl hockey.
Whoa.
She like had that ready to go.
Yeah, she knew.
She just had it like in
I
the
don't-
chamber.
I
It
don't
was just
know,
like I'm just waiting
but like
for this.
the Condors official social media account watches all of my stories on Instagram. I don't know what I did. It was ever since a Bakersfield series, but they're watching me. They're watching me closely.
All right. So when you get poached, we'll know who took you.
I don't know if that's why they're watching.
I'm gonna get really defensive. I'll fight them.
AJ would too.
Yeah, work too hard for this. I'll fight them.
$2 from Wyatt. Preds fans throwing Skittles.
So is this
at
a real
McCall.
thing that we
Right.
just
It
missed?
must have happened. Yeah.
Lloyd Skittles, where'd they get?
We saw the like shirts get thrown,
Yeah,
but
the like
Just a lot.
freebies that
Yeah.
they were pulling
Why-
off the
why
seats next to them.
why
That's a
Skittles,
lot
though?
of Skittles. to make an impact. I don't know.
I can't
To be
imagine.
noticeable. How many
Right.
Skittles
Two
had to be
people
thrown?
noticed. I don't
Yeah.
know how many Skittles.
Is this a real thing? What happened with the Skittles?
I'll Twitter it.
I'm sure you will. Finally, $10 from
Taste
Grumpy
the
Old
rainbow.
Scott. New banner.
Grumpy.
Sutter was wrong. Was only 7 wasted days.
6.
It was 6.
Oof.
It was 6.
Series started last Tuesday and ended on today's Monday.
Yep.
I don't care. I'm going with the 8. It's Cale Makar's number. It's 8 wasted
Cale
days.
Makar said that he got those Skittles at. So Cale said it. That
Kale said he got
Oh.
Skittles thrown at. What'd he say?
I got Skittles thrown at me.
Well, can't argue with that, I guess.
When your game is that sweet, that people could literally start firing Skittles in your direction.
what
Unbelievable.
color of Skittles though?
All of them.
Like, are they the nasty ass green ones?
Yo,
No.
dude, tropical Skittles?
Disgusting.
Just red ones.
I'm just gonna say underrated. Not the best, just a decent alternative option.
Horrible take.
Right? It's a horrible take that tropical Skittles are a decent alternative.
They're gross.
I'm not even advocating for them to be what you like choose.
I think they're all good. I think we're being tough on Skittles.
Wow.
Tough on Skittle. Megan comes out very
Yeah.
pro all
Skittles
Skittles.
fan over
All
here.
Skittles.
Wow. Respect all Skittles.
Nope.
All right.
I'll stick to my Starbursts. Thank you very much.
They're saying
Oh,
there's a couple
man.
super chats. I can't find them anywhere.
All the ones that were live during the show, we've gotten. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I went through each one constantly, making sure.
So, Yahir's on his shit, chat. You can't fool him
What
at
about
all.
This one, did we read this one?
Yeah, we read Ashtray for sure.
He had 3 of them. So I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean, he's right.
Cale Makar grabbed the team. I don't know what the rest of that said.
He put the Avs on his back and stomped through Nashville.
He did.
True fact.
He got the week off too. So.
Yeah. We all do.
There's one guy named Pepe that
I'll
put it, that I can't find.
I don't know.
I'm not trusting that.
I'm assuming we didn't give up any insane tier super chats, but we do love you all for super chatting.
Yeah.
You guys are insane. You
It's
gave
hard to
us-
keep up sometimes when this many people
Yeah.
come rolling in.
Byron, if you're out there.
Yeah, hit us up, dog. What do
Thank
you want
you.
to say to us?
I want to give a quick shout out real quick just since we're sort of wrapping this
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But I mentioned on the pod the other day that I was having a manic episode.
Oh yeah.
And so I was talking about being bipolar, and I got a very, very nice email from somebody later that night that said, I'm bipolar too, and kind of gave me their story. That's why we talk about these things. Because you guys, none of us are ever alone in the battles that we fight.
Straight up.
And the sports community is the greatest because it brings all of these weird people and personalities together. So,
It's
That's true.
I will totally respond to that email. I usually take a few days to do it because I want to make sure I get that right. But
it's one of those
you know.
things that I love about DNVR is we're out here. DM us. Reach
Yeah.
out to us if you have something to say.
there have been a few things that got by me this year because I've been a little busier than normal.
No one's perfect.
and
but we will do our
I,
best.
Like, legitimately
For
am
Cale.
sorry for some of that. Some of you have been assholes to me in the past, and you guys have tried to come back around, and I just remember that shit.
You
But,
get what you deserve sometimes.
yeah, sometimes you reap what you sow, but sometimes the majority of this is just it's the best. It's the best. Like, we have the best community, and it makes like everything that we do awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I love spending our games and with the community and everybody and hanging out, talking about Cale Makar. Like, we're so lucky that we get to do that stuff. But when the cameras turn off, we all go home to things. We all go home to problems and personal struggles. And what I love is that we've built a community that consistently lifts each other up. And I just wanted to shout out that email in particular because it meant a lot to me, and it always means a lot to me when you guys tell me your stories. It makes me feel like I am as open as I am for a good reason. So no better day to do it when everybody is feeling amazing about the sweep. And
for sure.
we don't ever have to, we don't have to worry about what's next for another week, and everything else that will come, and it's whatever. But I love that. I love that we all have like each other to turn to.
As as the kids say, it's not a tribe if you don't vibe.
I mean, now they do. Now I kind of want to go get that tattooed on me.
It's just like I've always said.
Yeah. She says this all the time. Can confirm.
Chat, we love all of y'all so much. This job is awesome every single day, win or lose with the Avs. Genuinely, could not be doing anything better with my life.
And like, we genuinely, like, we always give you guys love, but like, if you guys weren't sitting here listening, we'd be talking to nobody.
Yep.
We would make no money. We would not be at a bar. We would be at one of our houses, probably Blais, because the rest of us would not have any money to live anywhere. So, realistically, without everything that you guys have given to us, we would not be able to give anything to you.
Amen. It's awesome. Obviously, we got you covered. We'll be live with shows about the Eagles, with the rest of the playoffs, with everything in the next
A lot
week.
of Eagles episodes coming up this week.
Lots of information.
It's going to be a very Meghan heavy week on the pod. We keep telling her, you got to bring out your personality a little bit more on the pod. Well, this is the week it happens.
Oh, you got a big.
Do you remember all the
storm
people
coming.
that said that the Avs couldn't just turn it back on when the playoffs started?
Yep.
Have you seen them lately?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They show up every time that I tweet something, and there's a little bar on Twitter that says, you have muted this account.
Yeah.
And I don't click the view button, just assume and move on with my life.
All right, cool.
There you go. Chat.
Love it.
Everyone watch the Eagles.
They do it.
Yeah.
Wednesday
Do
night.
A Wednesday night,
Unofficial DNVR Avalanche watch party.
Totally.
Let's hang out in the Avalanche Discord and watch Eagles.
Absolutely.
That's
yes.
such a good idea. I'll be there, but it's such a good idea.
You'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We love you, chat. Be sure to like the video. It helps us out a ton, honestly. We appreciate y'all doing all that. Subscribe if you really like us. You know the drill. Yeah. Avs are done with round one. You love to see it. We'll be back tomorrow, I guess.
I wish we had a Creed song to play us out.
The instant ban.
Just after, you deserve to get swept for Scott Stapp and the boys as your in arena entertainment.
True.
Just
True.
play the broom into
Yeah, just play us out with brooms.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do.
Do it.
Attention, attention, attention. Come on down to the DNVR Broom Emporium to get your brooms absolutely free. We have a huge sale going on sweeping brooms, big brooms, little brooms, small brooms, tall brooms. You name it, we got brooms everywhere. Come on down to 2239 East Colfax Avenue to get your broom. Warning, may not actually be a broom emporium, it may be a bar. Nashville Predators and Nashville Predator fans excluded.